to, God willing, bind ourselves to God, give pleasure, God, haste, redemption, do something good, double down for something my friend said or something implied. Now I don't know what he meant, and I'm not sure where to go with it. But I guess I can only go. I know where it meant. It's hard for me, and I don't know space, so I have to leave it go and trust God. Go on with God. All right, new book today. Rambam starts the book with a pasuk. That was Piratse Na Hashem, which protected them Dani. God, please favorably accept the offerings of my mouth and teach me your judgments. See for what book we're talking today. Sefer Haflah, the book of utterances. Sefer Shishi with the 6th book. So Mazel Tov, Shechianu, we're starting a new book. Kos Arba, there's 4 halakas here. Bezu Sidron, here they come. Hilchos Shvua, the laws of oaths. Hilchos Adarim, the laws of vows. Hilchos Zirus, the laws of Nazarites. I'll explain what that is in a minute. Hilchos Arachim v'charamim, the laws of evaluations and devotion offerings. Nazarite vow, he's the guy who doesn't drink and doesn't shave his hair and can't become impure from the dead. And endowment and evaluation offerings are a very special type of offering that person gives in the temple. And we have to evaluate, how much money this person has to give. He's not going to give the person themselves with the value, not the person has a value, but Torah ascribes value to a person of a certain gender and a certain age for all ages and genders. And we need to know what the amount is, so the person will give the right gelt, and also devotion offerings. I believe if he gives the value of a field or something like that, how do we deal with it? Hilchos Shvuos, here comes the laws of oaths. Yesh v'chol ha'mesh mitzvos, 5 mitzvos, achos mitzvos say, 1 positive, or mitzvos lo say, and 4 negative. So pratin, here they come. Aleph shelo yishva b'shmo l'sheker, don't take false. So space shelo lisa shom l'shlashav, don't take God's name in vain. Gimel shelo havu not to lie about a deposit that's been entrusted to you. You don't have to be honest. The person deposits something with you, and be honest about that. Dalit shelo shvala kapiras mamo, not to lie about money. Hey lishvo b'shmo emes, and to take true oaths in God's name. And here they come. Perak Aleph, the first chapter. Aleph, Arba Minei Shvuos, saying there's 4 types of oaths. Shvuos Bitoy, I believe that's a false oath. Shvuos Shav. There's Shvuos Shav, Shvuos Pekadon, Shvuos Eirus. They're just saying the Hebrew names. Now they're going to explain. Shvuos Bitoy. What is that? Hushanemas B'Torah or Nefesh Tishav Adavat V'Sayim or Heitev. He's going to do something good or not so good. V'nechlas La'arba Chalakim, 4 parts. Shtayim L'Haba, Shtayim L'Sha'avar, 2 for the future and 2 for the past. Shanish Ba'adavar Sha'avar Nasa Shalo Nasa, something he said he did or didn't do something in the past. V'Adavar Sha'as Lios Sha'ase Sheyase U'Shalo Yes, or something in the future he will or will not do. So an oath, Shvuos Bitoy, has to do with something past or future, as he did it or did not do it, or will do it or will not do it. Base ain't Shvuos Bitoy Negas Elabivram She'ef Shalo Soisan, has to be something that's possible for him to do. Ben Labab Ben L'Shaver, whether past or future. Case L'Shaver, what does it mean? Shechalti, that he ate, or Shezakti Yasevan Layam, or he threw a stone in the sea, or Shediva Ploni and Ploni, that so and so spoke together. Shalo Lachalti, he didn't eat, or Shalo Zacharti Yavan Layam, or didn't throw the stone, or Shalo Deva Ploni and Ploni, they didn't speak. Case Lava, what on the future? Sheachol, that he will eat, or Sheazar Yavan Layam, or he will throw, or Shalayachol, he won't eat, or Shalo Ezra Yavan Layam, or he won't throw. That's 2 and 2. Gimel Nishbal Echas Marabah Halukos Eila V'Hachlif. He tries one of these 4 and switches it up. He said he wouldn't eat and he ate, or Shiachli V'Hulo Yachol, or he will eat and he didn't eat. Is it Shvuos Sheker? Then that's the second category. That's the lying oath. If he did it right, it's the Shvuos Bitoy. If he did it the lying away, then it's Shvuos Sheker. And the verse says don't do that. So if he does it, it's a Shvuos Bitoy. If he messes it up, it's Shvuos Sheker. But they all started out the same way. Then the difference was whether he did it or not. But if he took the false oath on purpose, he's lashed. If he did it unintentionally, brings the how do you say that? The adjustable guilt offering. The price goes up and down. It's hidden from him, and now he knows he's. It became sealed from him, and he did not know. I think there's a word missing there. I'll have to check that in a minute. Get on there. But there's the verse to support it from V'Yigra. Dalid Shvuos Shav. That's a Nechlachos Arban Walchos. Also has I guess it's taking God's name in vain. God forbid. It has 4 parts. Ha'ag Shenish V'Adavar I do a shein okay, and it says about a known thing that it's not so. Okay, it's like going shenish val isha. Isha says a man's a woman. Isha shel isha, vice versa. Lalamot shel yesh shayisha who shows up, or that he says a golden pillar is. I'm sorry, a marble pillar is made of gold. We can't possess something open and obvious. He says it's something else. Hey, ashniya shenish val davar. You do a shein val safek la'adam ba'olam shehu kain. If you're going shenish val shemayim shehu shemayim, or he says something that's totally obvious, and he says what it is. That heaven is heaven. Well, the Evan should Evan, or stone is a stone. Well, Shnaim Shnaim Shnaim, and two that they're two. Okay, and Kol Yotzev is Shazar Davar, and both Safak Adam Shalim Kedei L'Saka Davar Shvua. I'm sorry, that two objects are two objects. He says two is two. Well, apparently he's just trying to strengthen the appreciation of the matter, but I guess this is considered taking Hashem's name in vain because it's so obvious. I understood this to be a not good thing, but I'll try to check that out. Okay, letter. Vav shlish shnishva vateles a mitzvah, or he takes an oath to wipe out a mitzvah, God forbid. Case of going shnipshas of tzitzis, he won't wear tzitzis, God forbid. Shal yesh tefillin, he won't wear tefillin, God forbid. Shal yesh b'sukkah b'hag sukkahs, he won't sit in the sukkah on sukkahs, God forbid. Liyochal matzah v'lavish pesach, he won't eat matzah on pesach, God forbid. Shisana b'shabbasos. Yom Tovim, or afflict himself on Shabbos and Yom Tov, God forbid, and can't go Yotz B'zeh. Those are all taking God's name in vain. Zayin, Revis, what's the fourth type? Shenish Ba'adavar She'en Bo Kochla. So he takes oath about something that he just can't do. Kate, like Shenish B'Shalo Yishin Shlosh Yamin Laila V'Yom Tzupim. He won't sleep for 3 straight days. I guess a person can't do that. I would think a person could do that if he had to. Shalei Tam Klum Shivas Yamim Tzupim. He won't eat for 7 days. 7 consecutive days. Is anything that's just possible for a person to do. He transgresses the negative commandment. He does any of these, so it's definitely not good. Because it says, if he did it on purpose, he's lashed. But if he did it unintentionally, then he doesn't have to bring anything. It's not yet. And all he's doing is stating the obvious or stating something, just ridiculous. No one can really get in trouble with this except him. And there's no money on the line. But if he did the opposite of what he said, there could be money involved, or he's just a big old fat liar. This other guy didn't necessarily lie. Might have said he could do something he didn't do, but he didn't just lie about what happened or what he would do. His word still has some meaning. The second guy's word still has some meaning. He's just sort of wasting it. And he says he can jump over the heavens, I guess. That's pretty silly, but no one takes him seriously. But if a guy says he ate and he didn't eat, or didn't eat and he ate, the person would believe that. It's a lie. It could have consequences. It could hurt other people. It'd be really not good. So that guy gets beat up or has to bring a carbon, and this guy gets beat up if he did it on purpose, because now he's messing with God for no good reason. Not that there's ever good reason to mess with God. Or two, if he did it unintentionally, we just say no harm, no foul. He was just a little bit off the ball. What about the oath of a trusted object? How does that work? He's holding money for his friend. In any type of fashion, whether it was a deposit, a loan, he stole it, he had some type of business deal, he found it, and he didn't give it back. And the guy comes to demand the money. When the guy lies, says he doesn't have it, Hari is overlost to say, transgresses the negative commandment. This says don't do that. It says and this says that was a warning for not to mess around with the guy's money. And he's not beat up, I assume, because he would pay up. Let's see what happens. And if he lies, I'm not sure what he did different, but this is another one. This guy came and demanded the money. And this guy just denied it. He didn't take an oath yet. He just denied the claim. That's bad. He doesn't get beat up yet. But now if he takes an oath to back it up, now he's violated a second commandment. That second, when he took the oath, that's obviously the oath we're talking about. Because Tess, what happens to this guy? He has to pay back the principal, with an additional fifth, and also bring an offering. Whether he did it intentionally or not, he's bringing this offering. It doesn't say he didn't know about it. That's interesting. It's almost like the guy's getting a break. Depends what you think is worse, getting beat up with the lashes or spending $2,000 on a carbon. Well, usually offerings are only brought for unintentional things, and there's something in the verse to indicate the lack of intention, and here there's not. It just seems to say it straight, that he did something not good. Doesn't indicate that there was any confusion or he didn't know about it, so it seems to make even the guy who did it on purpose on the hook for such an offering, which maybe you could say is cutting him a break, depending how you look at it. Yud, if he did it on purpose and we know about it, what if he forgot he had the money and he took the false oath and it was accidental, and he find out, that's a mistake, he doesn't have to pay. He innocently forgot, we cut him off the hook. And if he didn't know it was not allowed to take a false oath, he's off the hook. That's interesting. You'd think a person would know that he's not allowed to lie, but that seems to be big. And also the Taz seem to argue on that. Or maybe it was the Shach. Just making some notes. Alright, short chapter today. Halacha Yud Aleph, I'm sorry. Bim Kain, Hey, Chi, Shigash was Bakaron, how could it be accidental? Could go in Chanel and Menu, Hivan Carbon, in Love, that, he didn't know he had to bring an offering, but he knew he couldn't lie about the money. He didn't know he had to bring the sacrifice, but he knew he wasn't allowed to do it. And he had the money. He knew he couldn't lie about the guy's money, he knew he had the money. That's considered inadvertent. Not onus. Oh, there's a fine line here. And what does it mean? He did it on purpose. He knew he had to bring the offering. So even if a guy knows that he owes the money and he can't lie about it, he doesn't know about the offering, he gets a little bit of a break. And he has to bring the carbon. If he forgot he had the money, he doesn't have to do anything. If he didn't know he had to bring a carbon, he's considered shogig. I think he still brings the carbon. And on purpose, then he obviously has to also bring a carbon. Yud Beish, Shus Eidus Gateside, what does it mean, the laws of testimony? Ha'edim Shiado Eidus Mamon, somebody knew testimony about money. Found Baal Ha'edus Lahayi Lo, and he was called to court. Ukafo Beidus Lo Ha'idu. The guy didn't say the testimony that he knew. Vinish Below, took the oath. She'ena Yudin La'edus, that he didn't know the testimony, or really they, because in Jewish law, testimony is established by at least two witnesses. Zehu Nigrish was Eidus. That's called the testimonial oath. He knew Shimon borrowed the money, and he came to court and said he didn't know anything about it. He has to bring the adjustable guilt offering, whether it was on purpose or not. Below it doesn't say he didn't know about it. Again, we see by oath, it doesn't matter if this particular one on purpose or not, he still brings the offering. Gimel cases guys was Eidus wouldn't mean on purpose. He didn't know about the offering again. She sheker, but he knew he couldn't take false oaths, and he knew it was a lie. What does it mean? He did it on purpose, and he knew about the offering, which is interesting. You don't see that very often, where just on purpose means the offering. But if he didn't know it was not allowed to lie about the guy's money, or he forgot about the matter, and then we found out he did. Or that they found out they did know about it, and they lied. It turned out they lied before they had the knowledge, but they don't have to bring anything. They didn't know they couldn't take this oath, but they forgot the testimony, and later we found out it was a lie. And we say, this guy really didn't know what was going. He has to have both factors. He doesn't know about the offering. So obviously he knows about the offering. He's only doing something wrong. So if he thinks he's not doing anything wrong, then obviously he's not going to think about an offering. And that guy doesn't have to bring anything. And that puts us just over the 15-minute mark. That finishes up chapter today. Thank you for learning with me. Let's do a quick review. 4 types of vows. We'll get into those. Not to swear falsely in God's name, not to take God's name in vain, not to deny having received a trusted object, and not to deny financial obligations. And the true oath we haven't gotten to yet. What's the Shuas Vitoi? It says I will or I won't. I did or I didn't. And that seems to be okay. As long as he doesn't lie about it. If he lies about it, it becomes false oath. Take God's name in vain seems to just be state the obvious or state the impossible. And that guy's not necessarily beat up. But if he does it on purpose, no, if he does it on purpose, he is beat up. If he doesn't do it on purpose, he doesn't have to bring an offering. The first guy who was a straight up liar, he has to bring an offering or he gets beat up. The object doesn't seem no matter how he got his hands on this object. If he lies about it, he's going to pay up if he gets caught. One thing's not to lie, another thing's not to take an oath to back up the lie. She talks about that. Was he paid the principal in the fifth? He brings the offering no matter what, provided it was shogeg or mazid. So whether shogeg or mazid, he still pays, and he brings the offering. It's only if he's completely exempt that he doesn't pay. What does it mean? Completely exempt, he just forgot about the testimony. He didn't even know he was lying. But the only difference between shogeg and mazid is what he knew about the offering. The testimony oaths follow in the same footsteps as the deposit oaths. If they didn't know they were suppressing their testimony, then they're off the hook. And if they did it on purpose, or if they knew they shouldn't do it, but they didn't know how to bring an offering, they bring an offering. Finishes today's laws. Mashiach.